Plants, crops, cattle, goats, chickens. These are some of the things you'd expect to find on a farm. However, there are times when the most unexpected things show up on farms. Things that are sure to befuddle you. From gold coins to a painting that could potentially sell for up to $3 million. Here are 20 strangest things found on farms. Number 20. Precious coins. In a village in Hungary, a monumental archaeological discovery was made. Nearly 7,000 silver coins and 4 gold coins, all dating back to the late Middle Ages. A team of archaeologists discovered these coins at a local farm. The initial hint of this treasure trove came in 2019 when 150 coins were found at the site. This prompted a more thorough excavation in late 2020, culminating in the find of a lifetime. A vessel split in half, likely due to farming activities, spilling its precious contents across the excavation site. The coins, hidden during a period of significant upheaval, tell a fascinating story of Hungary's turbulent history. The oldest coin in the stash is a silver denarius from the Roman Emperor Lucius Verus, dating from 161 to 169 AD, showing the long-standing use and circulation of Roman currency. The most recent coins were minted during the reign of King Louis II, who ruled Hungary until his death in 1526 at the Battle of Mohács, a catastrophic defeat that opened the door for Ottoman conquest. The 4 gold coins, hidden under a fabric lining within the vessel, date from the reign of Matthias Corvinus, one of Hungary's most renowned kings who ruled from 1458 to 1490. Among the silver coins were rare pieces issued by Pope Pius II and various other European rulers of the 15th and early 16th centuries. Well, it's safe to say that this discovery is the culmination of the team's efforts. Before we go on, like this video, smash the subscribe button, and click the notification bell right now. Number 19. Never seen before fish fossil. In the rolling hills of Gloucestershire, a routine farming day turned into a special one when a farmer stumbled upon an incredibly well-preserved fish. Not just any fish, but one that dates back to the Jurassic era. The fossils, estimated to be around 183 million years old, were discovered by Neville and Sally Hollingworth, a geologist and fossil preparator duo from the University of Birmingham. The couple, alongside a dedicated team, uncovered more than 180 fossils, with the standout specimen being a 3D preserved fish head belonging to the extinct genus Pachycormus. This fossil was so well preserved that it retained its soft tissues, including scales and an eye. In fact, it looks like the fish was discarded in the soil just yesterday. Number 18. Shocking space debris. In 2022, a tranquil sheep farm in Dalgety, New South Wales, Australia transformed into something else, a landing site for space junk. It was a quiet day when locals reported hearing a loud sonic boom and seeing a blazing arc across the sky. They didn't know just what created these apocalyptic scenes, but they realized what it was upon seeing 10-foot-tall chunks of seared debris on the nearby sheep farm.
At that point in time, you have a real decision to make because your life is about to change. And I don't know if it's going to change for the good or the bad. So you got to this is your time right now to decide, do I ride past and act like I don't see it? Or do I acknowledge that I see it, contact people, and figure out what's going to happen to me? It doesn't always go like we think it's going to go in our head of people showing up. It turns out to be a UFO. We stand by and take pictures. We get this massive amount of money. No, it could be, yes, a UFO crash site. People, men in black show up. They trying to erase you or make you look crazy and different things. So that's why I said you got a crossroads. You got a decision to make.
Farmer Mick Miners, who discovered the debris, was understandably perplexed. He had no idea what to make of the debris when he first stumbled upon it. Fortunately, the answer didn't take long to surface. The debris was identified as parts of the trunk from the Crew 1 Dragon capsule, which re-entered the Earth's atmosphere on July 9, 2022. The Crew Dragon capsule, launched in November 2020, was designed to transport cargo and support the spacecraft during its mission to the International Space Station. Upon re-entry, the unpressurized trunk, which also housed solar panels, was jettisoned as planned. However, instead of disintegrating over the ocean as intended, parts of it crash-landed on the farm. Astrophysicist Brad Tucker and astronomer Jonathan McDowell confirmed the origins of the debris, aligning the re-entry path and timing with the fragments found on the farm. This incident adds to the growing list of space junk making unplanned returns to Earth. Fortunately, no one was harmed in this incident. Number 17.
Yeah, I'd be like, it's mine now. What are y'all showing up for? Think y'all gonna take it? Nah, it's on my property. My property is private. Sorry. You can't have it back. I'm keeping it. You know what I mean? Like, this stuff could really fall through the roof of your home one day. Like, no, they got to do better about this.
800 square foot Roman mosaic. In 2021, a UK man named Jim Irvine stumbled upon an extraordinary 800 square foot Roman mosaic on his father's farm in Rutland, England. This serendipitous find has been hailed as the most exciting Roman mosaic discovery in the UK in the past century. The mosaic was initially spotted by Irvine during a casual walk across the fields. He noticed fragments of pottery, oyster shells, and what turned out to be Roman roof tiles scattered across the ground. Intrigued by these artifacts, Irvine decided to investigate further and soon uncovered sections of the mosaic. Realizing the significance of his find, he contacted local archaeological authorities. This stunning mosaic, measuring approximately 36 feet by 23 feet, depicts scenes from Homer's The Iliad, specifically the battle between the Greek hero Achilles and the Trojan prince Hector. Such depictions are incredibly rare, with only a handful of similar mosaics found across Europe. The mosaic was likely the floor of a grand dining or entertaining area within a Roman villa complex dating back to the 3rd or 4th century AD. Upon receiving Irvine's report, a team of experts from Historic England, the University of Leicester School of Archaeology and Ancient History, and Leicestershire County Council began a thorough investigation. They uncovered not only the complete mosaic, but also other structures within the villa complex, including barns and a potential bathhouse. Number 16. 7,500-year-old Spanish Stonehenge. A 7,500-year-old megalithic site, now dubbed Spanish Stonehenge, has been discovered on a future avocado farm in southwestern Spain near Huelva. The discovery began in 2018 when local rumors about strange stories on the farm prompted an initial archaeological survey. The survey confirmed the presence of several standing stones, but it wasn't until a more extensive study conducted between 2020 and 2021 that the full significance of the site was realized. The farmer, who had intended to plant avocados, found his plans halted by this incredible find, much to his dismay. The site features a variety of structures, including dolmens, roof tombs made from large stones, and cists, which are coffin-shaped stone formations. These structures likely served multiple purposes, from territorial markers and ritual sites to astronomical observatories and funerary monuments. Archaeologists believe the site was in use for more than 3,000 years during the Neolithic period, with some of the earliest stones dating back to the second half of the 6th millennium BC. Number 15. Fang creatures believed to have been extinct. A South Australian farmer named Pao Ling Tsai made a once-in-a-lifetime discovery when he captured a fanged creature thought to be extinct for over a century on his farm. The elusive animal, identified as a spotted-tailed quoll or tiger quoll, was found on Tsai's property near Beachport in South.
And you say that like we know. What is a quoll? I have no idea what that is, man. Hold on. I don't have my phone yet. What is a quoll? Nah, bro. I need to know it. Maybe he say it, but I need to know what that is, bro. It look like a possum. What is a quoll? No, they talking about that as part of milk that coagulates. I don't know. They need to tell me what that is, bro. Look like a little pig, porky pig, or a possum.
Southeastern South Australia. The spotted-tailed quoll is listed as endangered across mainland Australia, with an estimated population of only 14,000 in the wild. The discovery of this individual quoll has sparked hope among conservationists that there may be a small surviving population in South Australia. Upon capture, the quoll was taken to a veterinary clinic for a health check, where it was treated for a skin condition and then microchipped for future monitoring. It was later released back into the wild in a secret location to ensure its safety. Number
Yo, Australia, yo, no disrespect to y'all, man, but y'all be having some of the craziest, wildest animals that I've ever. It's always something with Australia. No disrespect again, but man.
14. 1,100-year-old Viking sword. In June, a Norwegian farmer named Oyvind discovered a 1,100-year-old Viking sword while working on his farm in Suldal, southwestern Norway. Initially, he thought he discovered a rusty piece of farm equipment. Luckily, he realized its value upon seeing the distinctive hilt and blade shape. He promptly contacted the Rogaland County Council, who sent archaeologists to examine and retrieve the artifact. The sword, dating back to between 900 and 1050 CE, was found well preserved, thanks to being embedded in dense clay. Measuring about 37 centimeters, the sword retained its handle and part of its blade, although much of it was missing. Today, this sword is one of the rarest swords ever found. Number 13. 9th Century Ransom. Metal detectorists were trying their luck in a farmer's field near the town of Buskepiec in northeastern Poland back in November 2020 when they stumbled upon something quite astounding: gold and silver coins. These coins were minted during the reigns of Carolingian emperors Louis the Pious and Charles the Bald, dating back approximately 1,200 years. Gold and silver coins alone already have immense value. Given their historical significance, this discovery made by the metal detectorists is one of a kind. Now, the backstory of these coins is what makes them interesting. Archaeologists suggest that these coins might have been part of a ransom paid by the Carolingian king Charles the Bald to Viking invaders during the siege of Paris in 845 AD. This historical event involved a large Viking fleet sailing upon the Seine and besieging Paris. To save the city from destruction, Charles the Bald reportedly paid the Vikings 7,000 livres, a massive sum equivalent to over 5 tons of silver and gold. The coins were discovered in stages, beginning with a metal detectorist discovery in November 2020. The initial find was kept secret until March 2021, when experts from the Museum of Ostroda could fully investigate the site. These coins are particularly rare in Poland, as only 3 similar coins had been found in the country before. This rarity makes them more valuable than other coins found in the region that date back to the same period. However, the exact origins and journey of the coins remain a mystery.
Stuff like that make me nervous, man. Again, you go to contact somebody and you don't know what's gonna happen. Like, it's too many thieves out here, man, and you can't trust no one. And then, like you said, then they trying to come to your property, dig it up, and then they can do some underhanded, backhanded stuff to the point to where they take over your property and deem it this type of a site, research site, and then you lose all control and they take over and now you have no rights. Like, stuff like this, I don't know what to do. I wouldn't know what to do if I found something like this, man. And I'd be so paranoid.
Number 12. 6 Women and a Cauldron. Archaeologists uncovered a 1,500-year-old Germanic burial site in Saxony-Anhalt, Germany earlier this year. This discovery was made during construction work for a new chicken farm. Unfortunately, the presence of skeletons prompted a full-scale archaeological excavation, halting the chicken farm's construction. The tomb was found near Brücken-Hochpfuffel. Researchers believe that it belonged to a high-status Germanic lord. It was uniquely arranged with a bronze cauldron at its center, surrounded by the remains of 6 women. Spooky, don't you think? Now, we're quite unsure about what exactly the cauldron represents. However, archaeologists believe that the women buried around the cauldron may have been concubines or devoted followers of the Lord, though the exact circumstances of their deaths remain unclear. Researchers are investigating whether they were sacrificed or willingly chose to be buried alongside the Lord in a ritualistic manner. The tomb contained not only the remains of the women and the cauldron, but also the remains of various animals, such as cattle, dogs, and 11 horses, along with valuable gold and silver artifacts. Unfortunately for us, the real story behind this strange burial remains unknown. Number 11. 56-foot-long Viking ship. In 2019, a survey conducted by the Norwegian Institute for Cultural Heritage Research, or NICU for short, led to the discovery of a staggering 56-foot-long Viking ship beneath a farm field. Thanks to advanced ground-penetrating radar technology now available to us, this ancient ship came to light. You see, this discovery was a serendipitous one. Initially, the team had completed their agreed-upon area, but decided to scan an additional field due to extra time. This fortunate decision led to the discovery of the Viking ship burial site. The ship, believed to date from between 750 and 1000 CE, is remarkably well preserved, with its central parts intact. However, the fore and aft sections appear to have been damaged by agricultural activities over the centuries. Despite the condition of the ship, it's still one of the most significant discoveries in the area. Number 10. World's wooliest sheep. Not a cloud, not a stone, it's just a sheep. This is what happens when a sheep doesn't get shorn for years. In 2014, a Tasmanian farmer couple discovered this sheep wandering through the wilderness near their property. The merino ram, named Sean after the beloved character from the Wallace and Gromit series, had been on the run for 6 years, evading shearing and accumulating an impressive coat of wool. Sean was found in a scrubland with his vision obscured by his half-meter thick fleece, which weighed him down significantly. This dense wool, estimated to be around 44 pounds, made it easy for the hazels to capture him. Merino wool is highly valued for its softness and fineness, making it a prized material in the clothing industry. Luckily, Sean survived the wilderness, despite not being shorn or cared for by human caretakers. Now you're probably wondering, if sheep can't survive without being shorn in the wilderness, how do wild sheep survive? It's quite simple, actually. You see, sheep, as we know them today, are quite different from their wild ancestors. Before domestication, wild sheep had natural mechanisms to manage their wool and survive without the need for shearing. Wild sheep like the mouflon, which is considered an ancestor of modern domestic sheep, have shorter and coarser wool. This type of wool does not grow continuously throughout the year, but instead sheds naturally. This process, known as molting, allows wild sheep to manage their wool without human intervention. The shedding typically occurs in response to seasonal changes, ensuring that the sheep do not overheat in the summer months and have a thick enough coat to stay warm in the winter. About 11,000 years ago, humans had the great idea to domesticate sheep. Starting in the Fertile Crescent, humans selected sheep with long wool and bred them to obtain as much wool as they could. And so today, domesticated sheep we see are reliant on us to shear them. Number 9.
I would often see videos like scrolling up and down TikTok, not all the time, but every once in a while, you see this person with a pair of clippers and he's doing that to the sheep. And he's shearing and doing it and removing the wool. And I used to wonder, does that hurt them? Do they like that? But I will always see them sitting still while he did it. So I was like, maybe he got him like tranquilized or, gave him a little pill or something, calm his nerves and have him calm. But now I see they probably prefer it. So yeah, they sit there and let you do it probably.
9. A hand grenade. You really have to be careful about what you use as a hammer, especially if you find a random stone on the ground. You'll never know if you're actually holding a grenade in your hand instead of a harmless rock. A 90-year-old woman from Xianyang, Hebei province in China used a hand grenade as a hammer for over 20 years without realizing the danger she was in. Mrs. Chin, the elderly woman, found the grenade while farming and assumed it was an unusual tool. She used it for daily tasks such as cracking walnuts, pounding peppercorns, and hammering nails. The grenade, identified as a Chinese Type 67, miraculously never exploded despite the wear and tear from years of use. It wasn't until workers demolishing the house spotted the grenade and alerted the authorities that the true nature of her quote-unquote hammer was revealed. The police safely removed and destroyed the grenade, confirming that it was live and could have detonated at any time. All I can say is that Mrs. Chin truly was lucky. She basically played Russian roulette for over 20 years and never lost. Number 8. Apocalyptic swarm of flies. In the Russian village of Lazarevo, located in the Urals region, residents faced a rather unexpected dilemma in 2019. Flies. Not just the usual amount of house flies, but swarms and swarms of them. The swarms were so severe that locals got trapped inside their homes, unable to open windows or step outside without encountering clouds of insects. The culprit? a local farmer who used chicken droppings from a nearby poultry farm as fertilizer for his fields, creating a perfect breeding ground for the flies. The problem began when Andrei Sevchenko, a local farmer, spread chicken manure across his fields. The warm, humid spring, followed by a sudden rise in temperatures, created ideal conditions for flies to breed in enormous numbers. The situation escalated to the point where the village's streets were described as living carpets of flies that rose into swarms when disturbed. Residents resorted to sweeping up buckets of dead flies daily and used insecticides extensively, which raised concerns about air quality and health in the community. Needless to say, the farmer who used chicken droppings earned a bad rap, not only among the community, but also with the local authorities after that. Number 7. Modern scarecrows. Scarecrows used to be human-like figures made out of straw. In the future, however, farmers might have dystopian-like scarecrows. The future is here, I guess. You see, farms have been slowly transitioning from old scarecrows to quote-unquote modern ones. Except these scarecrows don't really resemble the traditional ones. These modern scarecrows are cutting-edge solutions designed to protect crops more efficiently than their straw-stuffed predecessors. You see, traditional scarecrows, while iconic, have limitations. Birds quickly adapt to their presence, rendering them ineffective over time. Modern farmers, therefore, are turning to high-tech alternatives that utilize laser technology to deter birds from damaging crops. The concept behind laser scarecrows are relatively simple but highly effective. These devices emit green laser beams that sweep across the fields. Birds perceive the moving laser beams as physical threats, akin to predators, prompting them to flee the area. The continuous movement and unpredictability of the laser beams ensure that birds do not become accustomed to the scarecrow, maintaining its effectiveness over time. One notable example is the AgriLaser, developed by Bird Control Group. This device uses a green laser which is highly visible to birds but poses no harm to them or the crops. The laser sweeps the field in random patterns, creating a constant sense of danger for the birds. Studies have shown that the use of laser scarecrows can reduce bird damage to crops by up to 70%, making them a valuable tool for farmers. So if you ever see a laser shining through a field, you now have an idea as to what it could be, not aliens. Just modern scarecrows doing their job. Number 6. Mysterious safe with unknown contents. In 2020, locals in the middle of a field on Kirk Mathis Farm in Barr, New York had quite the intriguing discovery. A mysterious safe weighing between 500 and 600 pounds. Now, their initial thought was that there was something valuable inside the safe. Spoiler alert, we never did find out. The safe had an intriguing note attached. If you can open it, you can keep what's inside. This unexpected find quickly became the talk of the town. Despite efforts to break into the safe using sledgehammers and crowbars, the heavy metal box remained securely locked. Eventually, local authorities had to disperse the gathering crowd, emphasizing safety concerns and the importance of respecting.
Oh no, we getting in that safe, y'all. It's too many of us, and I'm putting our heads together. We're too smart. We're getting in that safe. I would still be there to this day. What do you mean? No. And then don't let me open it up and it's nothing in there, bro. Nothing but a note that said, you did it. Congratulations. You know what? Never mind. I don't even want to get it. Because that would break my heart. Bro, I'd be so pissed.
Private property. Mathis decided to move the safe to a more secure location on his farm to prevent any further attempts at forced entry. The origin of the safe and its contents remain a mystery. Mathis speculates that it might be a prank or a social experiment, but he has no definite answer. Now, instead of forcing the safe open, Mathis decided to keep the safe closed and keep the mystery alive. So do you have any guesses about what could be inside the safe? Number 5.
Yeah, it could be $1 million, bro. Or something equivalent. Maybe it wasn't $1 million back then, but it's $1 million now, or multiple millions. And then you had it in your possession. That would eat me alive. No.
5. This goat is all ears. Meet Simba, the goat from Karachi, Pakistan, who captured hearts worldwide with his extraordinarily long ears. Born in June 2022, Simba's ears measured 19 inches at birth and have grown to an impressive 22 inches each. As many people like to jokingly say, this goat is all ears. Simba is an Anglo-Nubian goat, a breed known for its long pendulous ears, which help keep the animal cool in hot climates. However, even by Anglo-Nubian standards, Simba's ears are exceptionally long. His owner, Mohammed Hassan Narejo, noticed the unusual length of Simba's ears shortly after birth and decided to share his unique feature with the world. Simba quickly became a viral sensation, appearing in national and international media and winning a beauty contest within days of his birth. Today, I learned that goats have their own beauty contests. Narejo, who has a deep emotional attachment to Simba, took special care to ensure the goat's well-being. In fact, to prevent Simba from tripping over his ears or dragging them on the ground, Narejo designed custom pouches to hold the ears up. He also cleans the young goat's ears with a velvet cloth to keep them healthy and free from injury. Narejo hopes that Simba's story will help elevate the status of goat farming and bring respect to those in the industry. Narejo seems to love Simba so much that despite numerous offers from collectors willing to pay any price for Simba, he never expressed any intention of selling his prized goat. Number 4. 20,000-year-old car-sized armadillos. This year, Argentinian farmer Juan de Dios Soda stumbled upon huge bizarre domes on his farm while transporting his cattle near the Villamanca stream. It was a perplexing sight, but he later discovered its significance. These car-sized domes are actually fossilized remains of 4 gigantic armadillos known as glyptodons. Glyptodons were massive, heavily armored mammals, about the size of a Volkswagen Beetle, with some fossils weighing up to a ton. Glyptodons had large, rounded, bony shells and squat limbs similar to modern turtles. Their sturdy armor protected them from predators, and they had long, spiked tails that could be used as weapons. These herbivorous giants roamed South America for millions of years before going extinct around 10,000 years ago, possibly due to overhunting by early humans. Yes, humans and these monstrous behemoths once existed at the same time. Not only is Juan's discovery significant because of the remains, but it's also the first time that 4 glyptodons have been found together in the same location. They were positioned as if they were moving in the same direction, suggesting that when they perished, they were almost likely moving as a family. Unfortunately, we have yet to find out the cause of their deaths. Number 3. 800-year-old Lord Ganesh statue. In 2021, a farmer from the village of Motapalli in the Prakasam district of Andhra Pradesh, India, unearthed an 800-year-old statue of the Hindu deity Lord Ganesh while plowing his field. What's astounding is that the farmer discovered the statue on September 9th of that year, just as the Ganesh Chaturthi festival, which honors the deity, was about to commence. The stone statue stands 18 inches tall, 42 inches long, and 30 inches wide, depicting Lord Ganesh standing in the lotus position, known as Padmasana, on a lotus pedestal. Despite its age, the statue is in remarkably good condition, although it's missing 2 of its 4 arms and Lord Ganesh's crown. In one remaining hand, the deity holds a broken tusk, while in the other, he holds a madaka, a sweet dumpling favored by Ganesh and often used in prayers. The timing of the discovery added to the excitement and significance of the find, drawing crowds of locals and visitors eager to witness the ancient idol. Archaeologist Amani Sivanji Reddy, CEO of the Bleach India Foundation, examined the statue and dated it to the 12th century, during the reign of the Chola dynasty. You see, in Hinduism, Lord Ganesh is a highly revered deity known as the god of wisdom, the remover of obstacles, and the patron of arts and sciences. His iconic elephant head and 4 arms, each holding symbolic items, are well recognized in Hindu iconography. After the discovery, the statue was moved to the nearby Kadanda Ramaswamy temple for preservation and further study. Number 2. 6th century warrior statue. In 2022, Eric Tabayev, a potato farmer in eastern Kyrgyzstan, unearthed a massive 6th century stone statue while plowing his field near the Issyk-Kul region. The statue, identified as a balbal, measures nearly 10 feet in height and depicts a warrior in detailed armor, with one hand holding a sword and the other across the chest. Balls are ancient stone statues that served as memorials or grave markers erected by the nomadic Turkic tribes who once controlled this region. These statues often symbolize the warriors or the enemies they vanquished, intended to honor the deceased's achievements in life. The statue Tabeyev discovered is particularly notable for its size and detailed inscriptions and adornments, including a pendant around its neck. The Issyk region where the statue was found is known for other similar discoveries, indicating it might have been a region of importance for people who lived there centuries ago. And now it's time for today's topic. Farmer spots something strange that was making a sound, turns pale when he looks closer. A farmer in a remote area was startled by an unusual sound coming from his barn. Thinking his livestock could be in danger, he quickly headed out to discover what was causing the strange sound.
What is that, like a huge tick or spider or that better not be no spider, bro.
However, what he found was something he never expected to see. It wasn't a coyote, raccoon, or bear. Upon investigating, he discovered a strange white creature clinging to the wall. The creature, with its hairy appendages and unsettling appearance, seemed unlike anything he had ever seen before. Cryptid enthusiasts suggested it might be an undiscovered species, possibly venomous and highly dangerous. Any guesses as to what this creature might be? Number 1. Rare Van Dyke painting expected to sell for up to $3 million. You never really know just what lies in your home until you do an annual, or should I say every other 5-year cleanup. A farmer in Kinderhook, New York made an astonishing discovery when he found a rare painting by the Flemish master Anthony van Dyck in his farm shed. The painting, which depicts a hunched elderly Saint Jerome, was likely created between 1615 and 1618 during Van Dyck's early years as an assistant in Peter Paul Rubens' studio in Antwerp. It served as a study for a larger, more finished work currently held by the Museum Boijemans van Beuningen in Rotterdam. Luckily, art collector Albert B. Roberts saw the poop-covered painting and recognized its value. He bought it for just $600. After Roberts died in 2021, the painting, titled A Study for St. Jerome, was authenticated by art historian Susan Barnes, who described it as a surprisingly well-preserved example of Van Dyck's early work. The piece was then auctioned at Sotheby's Masters Week, where it most likely fetched $3 million. Well, I definitely wouldn't mind finding a $3 million painting in my shed. What about you? Which of these discoveries intrigued you the most?